come away. To hunger, to seek, to thirst.
Hello, my family and friends. I'm excited to be shooting the 4th episode of a summer of many seasons, and I'm excited to just share with you guys just the next part, the next exciting things that God was doing. And so if you watched my last video, you heard about how I was not accepted to the school, but yet God still told me to go. And so as you can imagine, like, that's such a crazy place to be in. That's such a weird place to be in. I mean, knowing without a shadow of a doubt that God told you to go, but yet everything in the natural looking like it's not working out, looking like it's not what you're supposed to do, but yet you know in your heart that that's what God has called you to do. And so yes, there's struggle, you know, there's confusion, there's a little bit of doubt, because it's like we're thinking, oh my gosh, God, like, you told me to do this, but why isn't it working out the way that it ought to? Like, why isn't, like, as far as in our own minds, like, why am I not accepted? Why is this? Why is that? And it makes you start to question God. But God was really just teaching me so much about that, and just showing me that you know, to trust on His word, to trust in what He spoke to me. And so I had been praying about what to do next and how I ought to do things, because ultimately, if I was going to be going to Mozambique, I needed finances. And so it was so funny, because it was like I knew that God wanted me to go, and God had already been starting to provide through other people. And so here I was going to send out my support letters. So I'd just been really praying and pressing in hardcore on what to do, and I had done a fast, and God had spoken to me so much about unwavering faith and standing firm, and really just hungering after Him and being very intimate with Him, because that is all that matters, to go low and to give up everything in order to gain everything, who is Him, who is Jesus. And so it was just so amazing. And so through different people, I was telling them about what God was teaching me about the unwavering faith, and then they just said, well, you ought to send out your support letters. So God just started to confirm that through other people, and it was awesome. So I decided to send out my support letters, and this was such a step of faith, because I was trusting that God was going to provide my way to get there, but I also was going to be going to a place that I had no idea what God was going to do, no idea where I was going to stay, no idea what was going to happen, but just standing on His word and standing firm and pressing into Him and knowing that He would take care of me. It's a radical step. It's a radical place to be in, as you can imagine. And so it was awesome. But just a revelation that I really want to share with you guys in this episode is, yes, so awesome testimonies of God providing. And also I want to share what He was teaching me through this time. Because in that place of walking into the unknown, it's a hard place to be in, because you don't know what's going to happen. We never really truly know what's going to happen. But I mean, when everything looks to be happening differently, but yet you're trusting on God's word and you're walking into that unknown, it's sometimes a struggle. It's sometimes a hard place to be in. But God was teaching me so much in this time. And so I really just believe that He's going to bless you through these revelations that I'm sharing. And one of the revelations that He was really showing me is that, and putting inside of me, is that I want to be so thirsty for God, thirsty for His presence, thirsty to meet with Him, thirsty to drink from the rivers of living water that flows through Him and in me. And it was so amazing, because He was revealing to me that, like, when you're thirsty, it's being in that place where, like, okay, say like you're going on a hike and you don't have any water, and you're running and you're hiking and you're moving and you're so thirsty that you're like, oh my gosh, I just need a drink of water. I'm so dehydrated. I'm so worked out and getting so drained because I need that water. Being in a place of not having water for a couple days or for a little while, and being so thirsty that that's all you want. You just need that refreshment of that water taking a walk, going on a run, understanding what it actually feels like to be thirsty. And we all understand that because we've all been thirsty at one point or another. So taking that understanding, taking that feeling, taking what it felt like to be so thirsty and need hydration and need a drink of water, that when you drink that water, you just drink it and you just enjoy it and you just soak it all in and you just gulp it down because you are so thirsty. And being in that place, that feeling, but even more for Jesus, not for water, but for Jesus, for the lover of our souls, being so thirsty for him and desiring him and needing him, literally being in that place of feeling in pain if you can't have a drink of water, that place of being so thirsty that you are literally uncomfortable and not feeling good. And having that place, having that revelation of like, I want to be that thirsty and hungry for Jesus, that I'm so thirsty that if I don't spend time with him, if I don't meet with him, if I don't feel his presence, if I don't even just sit at his feet, whether I feel anything or not, I'm going to be so thirsty, so needy, so desperate for him. And that's just an amazing revelation, because it's in that intimacy, it's in that place of hungering and thirsting for him that we are satisfied. It's in that place of thirsting for him that he fills us up. And so that's what he was doing. That's what he was teaching in me, is I was so needy and desperate for him and so thirsty for him because I couldn't do any of it on my own. Because here I was, what would have looked like in most people's mind, this crazy, foolish girl thinking that she could go when she's not accepted kind of thing. And yet God was revealing to me and confirming that, no, like, it doesn't matter what it looks like to other people, because it's not about what they think, but it matters being obedient to what God has said and pressing into him deeper and deeper and listening to his voice and understanding that when he calls us somewhere, we follow and he prepares the way. And so it was amazing. And so I pray that that revelation just soaks into you guys, that you will come to a place where you'll be hungry and thirsty for him. Above all else, that you will be literally thirsting for him in such a way that you need to be with him, and that he will satisfy you in that way, but it will be a consistent flow of things, and you will continually seek his face, and you will trust in what he said, and you will walk in that unwavering faith. So I pray that this encourages you guys. Stay tuned for the next episode. Going to be continuing to share awesome revelations and stories of what God did, and I pray that you're just so blessed and that you will keep pressing in to the one who loves you with a love that is undying and the perfect love that we've always longed for. So bless you so much. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it so much. Leave a comment, subscribe to my channel or something, but just stay tuned. God bless you.